One thing that MCU fans have been continuously talking about is whether the mutants will make an appearance in the MCU, but the bigger question is whether we'll get to see Wolverine on our screens again. And if Wolverine does come to the MCU, who might play the role, as Hugh Jackman has hung up his claws? So without further ado, here are actors who would thrive as Wolverine. First off, Daniel Radcliffe. Yes, it may be hard for you to imagine Harry Potter taking over the role of Wolverine, but you can't deny that Daniel has proved his mettle from time to time and that he can be much more than just a boy wizard. In fact, he has played many promising roles over the years after leaving the wizarding world of Harry Potter behind. He's played a talking corpse in Swiss Army Man, a beat poet Allen Ginsberg in Kill Your Darlings, and even Weird Al Yankovic himself in the upcoming biopic film Weird, the Al Yankovic Story. If this isn't enough to convince one about his artistic capabilities, we don't know what will. And of course, he hasn't left mainstream Hollywood behind, as you can guess by his roles in Now You See Me Too and this year's The Lost City, which was a commercial success in which he starred alongside Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum. It's also true that we haven't really seen him in a straightforward action hero role, but he's already shown enough range throughout his career that it's not hard for one to imagine him pulling it off. Besides this, the major reason for him being a fan favorite for the role of Wolverine is simple. He's short. If you didn't know, Wolverine is just 5 foot 3 inches tall in the comics. That's a full foot shorter than Hugh Jackman, and with a height of 5 feet 5 inches, Dan fits the bill. We know he might not have a chiseled figure like Hugh Jackman, but if Hugh can go from music theater to taking on Wolverine's character, Daniel can very well play it as well. Secondly, Justin Theroux. You may not be aware, but Justin Theroux already had an appearance in the MCU. Yes, he worked as a screenwriter for Iron Man 2 in 2010, but in the following years, he also received widespread praise for his acting skills, thanks to his defining role in HBO's The Leftovers. He starred in the drama from 2014 to 2017. If you aren't familiar, the show literally has a similar setting to Thanos' post-snap world. Here, Justin plays the role of a police chief named Kevin Garvey, who has to deal with the mysterious disappearance of 2% of the world's population. As Kevin, he duly depicted a different set of emotions, fear, loss, hope, that sometimes clashed with his sudden bursts of anger. This is the role we believe Justin shows all the qualities required to play Wolverine, a character who must not only have a strong and powerful presence, but also show vulnerability under that adamantium skeleton. Therefore, it'd be a perfect opportunity for Justin to make a wonderful impression in the MCU, not only with his stroke of pen, but also with the slash of some claws. Next up, Jason Momoa. Okay, this may sound like a stretch as he's still technically Aquaman, but hey, this won't be the first time that an actor has crossed the line between Marvel and DC, and we do think that he could be the right fit for the role. And the best thing is, he's also pretty passionate about playing Wolverine in the MCU, as he's enthusiastically mentioned it in some of his interviews. Well, it's obvious that he doesn't tick the box for the short-statured Wolverine from the comics, but you can't deny that he'd be a great choice personality-wise. After all, the laid-back and powerful aura that he brings to Aquaman, which he brought to his role of Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones as well, would definitely be the right qualities for him to shine in the MCU. Besides this, that wit would also come in handy when he makes appearances with the likes of Chris Pratt's Star-Lord and Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Moving on, Joel Kinnaman. Yeah, we know he might be somewhat of a controversial choice for Wolverine, but hear us out. First thing, he's got that subtle figure. He's well built and just as tall as Hugh Jackman, so you'd have to give him that. And Joel also has a pretty good experience in the action department. Take Suicide Squad for instance. He's proved that he can perfectly pull off action sequences alone. Besides this, he showed his range as an actor in Edge of Winter, and there are a few examples of what this man is capable of. Also, he's at the perfect age to play the role. Yes, he's 42, but you can't deny that he could easily pass for someone in his early 30s. Whoever gets to play the role of Wolverine needs to be around this age, so Joel looks like the ideal choice here. And finally, Keanu Reeves. Out of all the candidates we've mentioned so far, Keanu Reeves seems to be the best choice for Wolverine thanks to his extensive experience with the action roles, which obviously could be enough for him to get cast. What's amazing is that he's also really good at performing his own stunts. After all, this man is skilled both in weapons training and martial arts, and these are the qualities that casting directors would be looking for, so Keanu makes for a good option. Besides being a suitable fit for the role, the actor has also expressed his interest in playing Wolverine in the past. Back in 2014, he said in an interview that he always wanted to play the character, but he put his hopes aside as Hugh Jackman ended up getting the role, and no doubt he was an excellent choice. Now that Hugh is out and MCU is searching for the right actor, Keanu's name could easily be high up on the list. Now, let's talk about other news about the MCU. Firstly, the She-Hulk trailer gives a first look at several obscure MCU characters. We finally have the second trailer for She-Hulk Attorney at Law, which premiered as a part of Marvel's epic announcements at the San Diego Comic-Con, and there are a lot of surprises coming with the new series. Not only it'll tell the story of Jennifer Walters / She-Hulk, but the series is also going to introduce a lot of unexpected and bizarre components of of Marvel Comics, and the trailer appears to confirm that in a delightful way by giving us a first look at the costumed or superhero characters that might have tied into Marvel. For example, there's one scene in the trailer where Jen can be seen attending what appears to be a superhuman support group with two other attendees who fans have been theorizing to be Man-Bull and Ella Gila. Created by Mary Jo Duffy and Dave Cockrum in 1979's Power Man and Iron Fist number 58, Ella Gila is a swashbuckler who can generate over 100,000 volts of electricity from his hands. On the other hand, Man-Bull first appeared in 1971's Daredevil number 78, in which the character accidentally becomes a hybrid after being exposed to an experimental serum. Besides this, there's also an additional scene of a man falling from the window of Jen's office and walking away without a scratch. While he's not costumed, most of the fans are speculating that this could be Mr. Immortal, who's a member of the Great Lakes Avengers. Next, we finally have a first look at Emilia Clarke's Marvel character. Yes, our very own Khaleesi is going to Dracarys her way into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As a part of their presentation at San Diego's Comic-Con, the studio also showed footage to faithful fans of their upcoming spy thriller Secret Invasion. The miniseries is going to star Samuel L. Jackson and Kobe Smulders, as well as Marvel newcomers and established stars, including Emilia Clarke and Olivia Colman. So far, we only had a few set photos of Emilia with no details about her character, but finally we have a little glimpse into what can be expected. According to Collider, the trailer kicks off with Samuel's character returning to Earth from a spaceship. Following a conversation with Kobe's character Maria Hill, the footage shows other characters in action, including Emilia Clarke shooting a gun. Besides this, several other media outlets also reported that there's a scene of Emilia following a flipping motorcade, so it looks like she'll be involved in a lot of action for the movie. Last but not the least, Harry Styles to return as Eros in MCU. Rejoice, Stylers! Marvel Studios is already teasing Harry's return as Eros to the MCU. In fact, it looks like he's going to have an even bigger presence in the upcoming films. We first saw him in 2021's Eternals, but it was just a mid-credits scene where his character can be seen with a CGI character called Pip. And now the president of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, has said that the adventures of Eros and Pip are something that fans should look up to, getting his fans all excited in the process. That's a wrap for this video. Who do you think would be perfect for the role of Wolverine? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. See you in the next one.